if it's going to help me. But when I talk to young couples, a lot of times when we're counseling, before marriage, I always tell them, first of all, I always want to know, why do you feel you want to marry this person? Or do you think you can spend your life, and why? Because that gives me a good clue of what they really think love is. And love, we're not even going to get into that, but people have different definitions of love, and you just have to know why. And you have to examine that as well, even when you're courting, when you're dating, or you thinking about marriage. You have to go beyond the sex part, because the sex part, you'll find out in marriage, that's not a great part of the marriage. It helps, but that's not the greatest part. And you have to always think about you and the other individual, how you came up as children. Remember, you come from two different backgrounds. You have two different upbringings, and you bringing that together, and that's supposed to mesh as one. So it's going to be a little conflict for a while. So you have to equip them to realize you're going to go through something. This is not going to be an easy walk. You know what I mean? And you have to get to know your partner. What makes them tick?
Absolutely. I don't know. I mean, we could talk about love. I mean, the title of the show is Everything is Love. So, hey, we could spend some time on it.
No, I'm not going to do the whole show, but I just, love is, my definition has changed, put it that way. So, what is your definition, Michael, of love? What you think? Then I can go off of you.
Okay. All right, well, my definition of love is definitely, first of all, it just starts with the whole presence around each other. Do you genuinely enjoy being around that person? It's seeing past that person's faults, and what I mean by that is, the small things that they may do, the leaving clothes on the floor, the snoring, the, whatever may have, always thinking that they're right, having a level set that person, not always throwing things up in their face, and just learning that person for who they are and what they stand for, also pushing that person to be a better person. Are you able to withstand when that person does have a setback? Are you able to encourage that person, letting them know that, hey, that this is just a minor setback and we're going to get through this together, and you're not going to waver? As the good book says, when Jesus and them were on the boat and the disciples started to, panic because the waves became high and Jesus was still asleep. When a boat gets rocky, are you going to jump ship? So just being able to push that person, being able to see that person for who they are, and being able to forgive and take into account what that person may have done or their flaws, and being able to work through them. To me, that's what real love is. Anybody can have good sex.
See?
You can log on to the internet and see good sex.
You have a lengthy definition. And if you ask me, I would have just said sacrifice. It is. I mean, it's just like, Lord, because love in a relationship, or with even family, when you love your brother, your sister, biological, you know what I mean? Love, period, is patient. And a lot of times we run out of patience with one another, especially when there's a flaw that continue, that irritate us, or something we cannot stand that he or she do. You know how it is. You be like, I told you about that before. I don't like that. And then, but you have to be, it takes patience. I go by the good book too, so. And when I read it was kind, it's sometimes I don't want to be nice to my husband because of what we just been through. But I wake up with that thing in my heart, good morning. That's why it's such a love affair, because you have to learn how to love. And then sometimes in a relationship, one could be in a great place. Not just on their job, but, yes, making a lot of money, or one could, not just money, but they could be just a great person, have great friends. And you have to make sure, just because you don't have it, you're not envying or jealous of your spouse. See, that goes on in marriage too. So it's a lot, but it's important that you, when you're very, like, you're interested in someone and you say, okay, I want to be married. I'm telling you, I always ask them, why? Why you think you can live with this person for your whole life? Because marriage is very challenging. It is. And it is, but you have to be ready. You have to be ready for it. And you know, if you come to me and say you're going to get married, right, Michael, I'm going to ask why. And I'm going to give you a hard time, not because I don't want you to do it. I just want you to be sure, because you're getting ready to walk in something that's going to cost you the rest of your life. And I'm around too many marriages sometimes. I watch marriages and the people not happy. I don't want to be in a covenant where I'm not happy. No. I should have a smile on my face. And it shouldn't be pretense. It's just something that we have to work in our intimate time with one another and say, listen, baby, I didn't like it when you raise your voice at me. I mean, you have to talk to one another. Proper communication is one of the biggest things. To me, that's greater than having sex. I mean, some people just think having an orgasm, oh, that's love. Oh, no, boo. That's just a little part. Because after you get up, then what? Oh, I'm taking it. We could talk another time on love, but I want y'all to go the way you was going.
But I do say this, though. Communication is
very important. You're right, Sam. And you have to tell the truth. Tell the truth to your partner. Tell them. I tell my husband all the time, how this look? I said, boy, tell the truth. I don't care. I really want to know your opinion. And one day I just woke up and said, you know what? I'm a strong woman, because I realized that I am strong. And I don't know how many people I can tell this to, strong women. Some have been independent, had to be a single mom before they met you, or had to work. They might have been neglected as a child and had to take it as up. You see what I'm saying? So it built them to be strong. And I always tell them, I said, we may be strong, but you got to remember, when you take on a husband, then it comes a place where you have to become humble. Why? Because when you chose him to be the man of your household. So then you have to balance that as well. So it's just a lot that goes on. Well, depending on the couple, it can be great. But I think, like you said, Michael, if you work on it, those things constantly, it takes consistency, it'll work. Love is good. It depends what you put into it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It is, and it's not going to come easy. It takes work.
I feel as though, like, sometimes, like, especially today's generation, they look at marriage more as a partnership than anything else, because you sign a piece of paper, and then when it doesn't work, it costs more money to get out of it than to get into it. That's how a lot of people in society look at marriages today.
Wow.
But, you know, I always looked at marriage as, like, two incomplete people becoming one complete person. Because it's like my flaws are your strengths and my strengths are your flaws, and if we tighten them up together, we can become one perfect person. That's how I look at it.
That's good. I haven't heard it that way, but that's good. But love can be a beautiful thing. And then with your, like I said, your siblings and stuff, well, with me and how my family was set up, it takes love to conquer a lot of things that we see, you know, as we grow, because sometimes that can get off as well. But love is a great thing. And I think if we all work on those things, it might be a better world out here.